Coffee. The aroma, the warmth, the magical jolt that turns us from zombies into functioning humans every morning. So for many of us, coffee isn't just a drink. It's the fuel that gets us on the right track. But here's a question for you. Would you still crave that morning cup if you knew it came from animal poop? Yes, you heard that right. Poop, feces, dung, excrement. Whatever word makes you cringe the most. And no, I'm not joking. People are throwing down serious cash to sip on this drink. The real name of this coffee? Kopi Luwak. Curious?
You know, all chefs have secret ingredients in their favorite recipes. Of course, I put garlic on everything. But the secret to the world's most expensive coffee may make you think twice about your kitty litter.
Let me explain what exactly makes this brew the weirdest and most expensive coffee in the world. This is an Asian civet. It's a small, cat-like creature native to the lush tropical forests of Southeast Asia, particularly the beautiful islands of Indonesia. I'm speaking of islands like Sumatra, Java, and Bali. These islands, with their volcanic soil and tropical climate, are perfect for growing high-quality coffee, which is why they've become the epicenter of this unusual coffee-making process. Now, the Asian civet spends most of its time doing typical animal things, eating, napping, and exploring. But its favorite snack? Ripe coffee cherries. However, what happens next is why this little animal is at the heart of the world's most expensive coffee. When Mr. Civet decides to relieve himself, people are there to scoop up the aftermath. Why? Well, it's not just any ordinary pile. It's the key to making Kopi Luwak, the world's most expensive coffee. Now, you might be wondering, why not just process the coffee cherries directly? Why involve a civet's poop into this strange coffee-making process? Well, here's the science and absurdity behind it. When the civet snacks on coffee cherries, its digestive system works a kind of culinary alchemy. Natural enzymes break down the cherries and partially ferment the beans inside its stomach. This unique fermentation process strips away proteins that contribute to bitterness, leaving behind beans that are smoother, richer, and boast a more complex flavor profile. In other words, the civet's belly is like a tiny, furry coffee laboratory, doing something no human or high-tech gadget could replicate. Once nature has done its job, the beans are, well, pooped out. And this is where things get even stranger. Farmers or collectors comb through civet droppings gathering the prized beans. It's fascinating, weird, and just a little bit gross. But hey, that's what makes it unforgettable. So why is civet coffee, or Kopi Luwak, so expensive? Well, let's break it down. First off, it's incredibly rare. Civets don't just munch on any coffee cherries. They instinctively pick the ripest and sweetest ones, which are limited in supply. This selective eating means that the beans they expunge are considered top tier. But it doesn't end there. The beans must be collected from the droppings, meticulously cleaned, dried, roasted, and packaged, a process that's as labor-intensive as it sounds. Now, add the allure of luxury marketing. Kopi Luwak is branded as an exclusive, exotic delicacy, perfect for coffee aficionados who want to try something truly unique. The result? A jaw-dropping price tag. A single pound of Kopi Luwak can cost between $100 to $600. depending on its origin and quality. If you're feeling extravagant, a cup in a high-end cafe might cost anywhere from $45 to $100. Yes, for a single cup. But before you start imagining yourself sipping on this pricey brew, we need to talk about the darker side of this industry. In the wild, civets naturally roam tropical forests, snacking on the ripest coffee cherries as part of their diet. But the skyrocketing demand for Kopi Luwak has taken a toll. To meet this demand, many civets are captured and placed in small, unsanitary cages. Here, their diet is forcefully restricted to coffee cherries, which they are made to eat in unnatural quantities. This factory-style farming is not just cruel, it also compromises the health of the civets and the quality of the coffee itself. Animal rights organizations like People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, have been vocal about these issues, condemning the unethical treatment of civets and the environmental impact of these practices.
This is Kurama. She was held captive by a civet coffee farmer and forced to ingest coffee berries. The farmer ignored the animal's suffering, so a PETA Asia investigator pleaded for Kurama to be given to him. He rushed Kurama to a veterinarian. It was too late, and she passed away.
All right, let's get to the million-dollar question. What does this coffee taste like? Is it really better than your favorite brew at home, your go-to Starbucks order, or is it just another overpriced cup of joe? Kopi Luwak is often described to have a smooth, rich, and earthy with subtle chocolatey undertones. Fans rave about its lack of bitterness, claiming that it's got a mellow, almost silky finish.
I will say this about the coffee. I have never tasted a beautifully complex cup of coffee in my life.
Some people say it's like liquid gold in a cup, and hey, for the price, you'd hope it tastes like that. But here's the thing. Some critics aren't convinced. They argue that the taste doesn't exactly justify the price, suggesting it's more about the story behind the coffee than the actual flavor. But Kopi Luwak is more than just a weird drink. It's a big deal for Indonesia's economy. The coffee is a major export, and the country has built quite the reputation as one of the world's top coffee producers. However, while farmers are putting in the work, most of the money from Kopi Luwak doesn't land in their pockets. Instead, the profits mostly go to middlemen and exporters. So while these beans are being sold for hundreds of dollars, the people who actually gather them are left with a much smaller piece of the pie. So there you have it. The story of how the world's most expensive coffee comes from a civet's digestive system. Whether you're intrigued, horrified, or both, one thing's for sure, you'll never look at your morning cup of joe the same way again. So what do you think? Would you sip on civet coffee? Or does the idea of where it came from make you cringe? Let us know your thoughts. And if you've ever tried it, we'd love to hear your review. If you found this video fascinating, you'll want to check out the next video to discover even more mind-blowing facts about the weird and wonderful things our world has to offer. Trust us, you won't want to miss it.